statement of the Philippine Historical Association on the rejection of historical distortion and commitment to the integrity of the historical discipline. The steady rise of fake news through social media, particularly through orchestrated disinformation campaigns, must now be recognized as the foremost challenge of history. The reckless exercise of free speech, a right which is guaranteed by our Constitution, has led to the toxic mixture of disinformation with established historical facts in public discourse. Such distortion of the historical narrative, particularly when made for partisan ends, impinges on society's moral fiber and cultural identity. This made Filipinos turn against each other and permit what was once intolerable. There is thus a compelling need now for historians to address this challenge further through conferences, fora, multimedia, and scholarly works, both in academic and public spaces. We face grave challenges if our discipline fails to do so. Any election is meant to provide a mandate for elected leaders to govern our nation. It is not a referendum on what happened in the past as established by the historical record. While interpretations of what came before may vary given one's perspective, such opinions must be founded on what actually happened based on research as can be discerned from historical sources. The Philippine Historical Association therefore calls on all historians to commit to uphold the truth in whatever perspective, as long as it is based on facts ascertained from the methodology of the historical discipline. In particular, one, we renew our commitment to promote critical thinking through the historical discipline by forwarding public history and rejecting any forms of historical distortion and denial. Two, we enjoin historians and the general public to be vigilant against formalizing any distortion of facts, whether through social media or other arenas of public discourse. We call on fellow historians to work proactively with our cultural agencies and educational institutions to improve history education by calling out and addressing any and all such factual distortions, particularly when done in bad faith. History can only provide credible and relevant applications for society if such are grounded on what has actually happened in the past. Only through the historical record can we, as historians, promote a healthy and vibrant dialogue towards nation building. We are therefore duty-bound to identify and challenge any attempt to distort our history, and we will do it through scholarly discourse. As Filipino historians, we call on our people to be vigilant against all forms of historical distortion. We encourage the discursive process in coming to terms with our past. We also commit to safeguard the integrity of the discipline and to foster the national identity that is built upon the sacrifices of our nation's heroes.